Good morning. Please remove headdress. Move forward. Just a small delay. It's all right. He's got this. He's done it before. No rush. We've got all day.
Oh, I was going to take your shoes off. I'll do that later.
Good morning, Governor General. Please, if you get a chance, go to the cinemas, watch Sound of Freedom. There's much worse things going on in the world, but it's a start point for you to open your eyes. We've been here for around 560 days, every day talking to you. For the well-being of the children and the next generation. Stand fast! They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady in the glow. They were staunch till the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we to the left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. forget.
Lest we forget.
Good morning, Governor General and Mrs. Hurley. As the Governor General of this nation, this letter is a direct appeal from an ever-growing cohort of Australian people, both here and at home. We call on you to action the public reveal of the unredacted findings in the police report from the Woodrow Commission, 1995 to 1997. The Woodrow Commission, as catalogued with the Police Integrity Commission, resulted in a 90-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged pedophiles of prominent stature, including judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister, television personalities, radio stars, sports stars, and others, frighteningly enough. That our Australian government has made no attempt to undo the 90-year suppression order for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. And it's unacceptable because we have 28 alleged pedophiles running free, where the victims are traumatised for the rest of their lives. And these people are free. To me, they're the most wanted people in Australia. That our Australian government has made no attempt is just unacceptable. Revisited again in 2015 in the Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Legislation Committee meeting, the then Senator Bill Heffernan delivered the same request for the findings to be released to the public. That's the Australian people. As the Senator stated, it's not so much the secret that's the problem, although all secrets in government are a problem for the Australian people. Where's the transparency and honesty? You expect it from us. It's when a group of people such as the 28 dirty, filthy people on the police report keep each other's dirty, filthy secrets of pedophilic nature. It's not good enough. Further in his appeal, he quoted the judge of the day. We decided not to revisit that issue. It's scary. Our secrets might be told to the Australian people, and then they'll lose confidence in the judiciary. What's bloody happened? Governor General, Mr. Hurley and Mrs. Hurley, how can you justify the 90-year suppression order of the police report from the Woodrow Commission, given the Australian taxpayers paid out roughly $64 million on the case? Someone was well paid. We have a right to full disclosure of the investigation, given that we paid for it. 27 painful years later, we have stood each week since August 30, 2021 at Government House in Queensland. daily since the 7th of February 2022 here at Yarralumla, knocking on your front door, wanting to speak to you, Governor General, about the awful things that are going on in our parliament and within the elite. You won't talk to us. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. You'll have to answer one day. Probably won't be to us either. We are either real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims of the appalling industry of child sex trafficking and pedophilia. Why does Australia have a child sex trafficking industry and pedophilia? I ask you, Governor General. We the people also require the individual honoured with the position of Governor General to uphold the requirements of that office and inquire why you are not doing your bloody job in stepping in with the obvious police overreach and inhibiting the people from peacefully protesting, which is the protected rights of all Australians, something I am proud to be. Are you? It's up to the men, women and children of Australia to determine their level of confidence in the police, judiciary system and parliament. We are finding big holes of indecency in our elite. And you're trying to tell us what to do? Huh. You're sincerely concerned men and women of this great country of Australia.
Governor General, my name is Vaughan. I have lost confidence in the government, federal, state, and unlawful local. I instruct you to dissolve the federal parliament and issue the writs for a fresh election immediately. Further, I want all the documents that Senator Heffernan produced to the Royal Commission released to the public, unredacted, immediately. These two things are not up for negotiation. We will be here every day until you do as instructed. Thank you.
And keep my phone back.
Do your job properly, everybody.
You too, Donna. Give Vaughan his phone back.
Thank you, Vaughan. Well done, brother.
The Nuremberg Code, 1947. The great weight of evidence before us to effect that certain types of medical experiments on human beings are kept within reasonable and well-defined bounds conform to the ethics of the medical profession generally. The protagonists of the practice of human experimentation, why do we have human experimentation? Justify their views on the basis that such experiments yield results for the good of society that are unprocurable by other methods or means of study. All agree, however, that certain basic principles must be observed in order to satisfy moral, ethical and legal concepts. I'm sure those three concepts you know nothing about, Mr. Governor General, sir. Moral, ethical and legal. Number one of the standards. The voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential. The means that the person involved should have legal capacity to give consent. I bet all the people with disabilities didn't have legal capacity to give consent for the experiment, but you experimented on them anyway. You're supposed to be looking after the vulnerable, the elderly, and the children. When's it going to start happening? how they're treated. It's time to start looking after our people, Governor General. Without the intervention of any element of force, fraud, deceit, duress, overreach, or any other ulterior form of constraint or coercion. You should have sufficient knowledge and comprehension of the elements of the subject matter involved to enable him to make an understanding and enlightened decision. I believe you fail on the very first standard of the Nuremberg Code. Every point has been breached, and I'm not going to read anymore because it's too disheartening to realise that our government is trying to kill us with their experiments. You should be looking after your people. As a sixth-generation woman, as a mother and a grandmother, I care. Do you? Do your job or get out.
Still here, yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never wore masks. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the camps. You keep saying camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up, but I'm out on bail and I'm still here. They try so hard, we try not laugh. They tow my car, the next day back in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'ma make them drop this charge. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables are turned. We come with the proof for all the assaults, all the abuse. Nobody gonna cut you loose, got locked. Yeah, who at the door? Makadar, bring on the storm. Library to empty, thought we were gone. Regroup and come back to the front lawn. Yeah, we're still here, still ain't got no fear. We walk front, still ain't shed no tear. The sense that we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you more, we unite. You don't call the shot, sovereign's been here all along. And they're still here, yeah, they're still here. Return of the sovereign, but they never left, yeah, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here, yeah, they're still here. The oldest civilization, listen, how many years? They're still here. Need your support for the new way these warriors fought. Outlaw worried for the law and in June in Canberra Accords. Gotta cut out the cancer, yeah, that's what the plans are. Walk with the elders, they got the law, we got the numbers, that is the answer. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the camps. 2 keeps at camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. They broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here, yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up with a man on bail and I'm still here. They see us come, we see them run. Now we are one, free our daughters, free our sons. Get getting scared, front line, you can bet I'm there. Even when we're gone, our spirit lives on, yeah, we ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a job, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the camps. 2 keeps at camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up with a man on bail, and I'm still here.